What's up, guys? It's Crash, and I think this video might frustrate a lot of my friends, to be honest with you. I want to tell you kind of a funny story how the new extraction shooter, which you're seeing a environmental showcase that they just released, is playing behind me. It looks absolutely stunning. But where an extraction shooter called Beautiful Light went from something I'd heard about in passing I didn't pay much attention to something I am fully invested in the launch of and really focused on it now. It has my full attention, let's just say. If you guys haven't seen it, Beautiful Light is a new extraction shooter, but it's kind of like a paranormal PvPvP VE extraction, like raid timed shooter. And I want to tell you about it because at first we've heard a lot of the P's versus the E's and the raids and the extraction shooters, but this one has some really interesting things about it, as well as the story of how it came to my attention is kind of funny. I'm telling you, some of my friends are going to be frustrated because for the longest time, I've had community members, friends of mine tell me, Crash, you need to play Hunt Showdown. You need to play Hunt Showdown. Tactic Gamer plays it quite a bit. I've seen some of that. I just have some really awesome community members and friends of mine that are like, you need to play it. It looks really cool. The gameplay loop is fun. The audio is really cool. And I saw that Hunt Showdown is getting a new update. So over the last week or so, I've been playing a fair amount of Hunt Showdown over on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/crash8. And I've been having a really fun time with the 3-person teams. You know, you go in, you try to eliminate a boss, get those bounties. There's some mechanics about, you know, certain times certain players show up on the map. You try to kill the big bosses, banish them, get the bounties, and get out. Also, on a side note, playing with shotties, lever action, and bolt guns, like just kind of the derpiness of the gunfights, especially up close gunfights with bolt actions in 1895, or I think on the Bayou is where it's set. Those gunfights can be hilarious, and it's a lot of fun to have the change of pace from like full auto hose down weapons to something that is like a little bit more, I guess you could say maybe skill based, but everybody's on the same playing field with slowly shooting guns. The gunfights in Hunt Showdown have been awesome. I've had a ton of fun about that. Well, I was outside cooking steaks the other day and I thought, what if we had a game that was like that in modern times? And I'm like, wait a minute. My friend, content creator co-host Blue the Robot, has been telling me about Beautiful Light, and I went in and investigated the game, and that really kind of looks like what it is. Now, I found doing some more searching, I found a really cool dev timeline I want to show you guys. It shows exactly where they are in the development of this game, where it's headed, and what they're working on, and the time frame, which is really cool. But I was like, that's exactly what Blue has been telling me about. And I started to look into this game. They just released this environmental showcase, looking through some of the screenshots and everything like that. And I got really excited. Now, what seems to set this aside just a little bit, not only do you have customizations instead of having legendary hunters and things like that, you can also play as the monsters. So that's where the third P comes in. Instead of PvPvE, there's another third P in there. And in the raids, it sounds like there's like 24 players, like 6 teams of 3 when you're playing as the soldiers, as a special ops soldiers tasked with going in and retrieving an artifact that you have to find on your map, which I think it's going to be, from what I can tell, displayed on like your mini maps on a PDA on your wrist, which looks really cool too. But you can also play as the monsters. You can also play as anomalies, which is really cool. That takes me back, any of you old heads out there remember like Left 4 Dead 2, and you could play multiplayer and you could actually play as the zombies. That's kind of the vibe it gives me. So I went from something, you know, that I'd heard about in passing to where I'm really excited to see what Beautiful Light has in store. It looks really good. It's on Unreal Engine 5. Aries, one of the main developers, he also streams on Twitch. I've been kind of lurking over there and watching him work through and develop the game, and that's been pretty cool to see. And over the last couple days, I've been thinking about doing this video and just looking into as much information about Beautiful Light as I can. And I think the best way to show you guys is to take a look at the dev timeline, because this really breaks down the development of the game and where it's at. So you guys can see over here that they have a Notion site that you can see everything on here in board view. Some of the stuff behind my head is like old kind of stuff that's not too important. Moving left to right is where the stuff gets really interesting. And right now they're working on release 0.4. You guys can see on here that they show 0.5, 0.6, 7, 8, and like all the way to 9 and getting close to 1.0 release. So what we have here is you guys can see that the loot system is done. But what's really cool about this is some of these have previews. So in 0.4, these are all the things that they're working on. You have atmosphere, storm, and weather. We have screenshots of all those things, so you guys can see how the different weathers, there's a GIF that shows all the different weather patterns, as well as screenshots, so you can see that in action. Procedural environment, you guys can see a screenshot of what they've been working on in regards to the procedural environment, how they've been able to do that. I'm assuming that will help get maps done quite a bit quicker. Then we can talk about the new main menu. We got a little peek at UI where you guys can see stash, traders, progression, and customization. So that's really cool. And if you guys can see what I was talking about, hopefully you can see, up above my head, operator versus anomaly side. So you can play right as either one of those, which is really cool. Then you have the customization menu, and what's really cool too is it shows you the state, right? It's coming in 0.4 and it's done. I absolutely love this. It's really cool. You can see some of the granularity. You'll be able to do gear, different stuff on your head, body, and pants, all the way down to cape, top, gloves, PDA, belt, all that stuff. Really granular customization. Different than Hunt Showdown, right? Like, not only can you play as a monster, you can just, take your soldier and customize it how you want to look, which is really cool. I love stuff like that. One of the cool features of World War III that never happened. Pour one out for World War III. Some of the game introduction stuff, it shows it's complete, like how you start. They even show on here, if you guys want to see on X, you can see like the start screen where you create your character, and there's even some OST. You get a little music with the soundtrack. Grenade system has been done, so you can see like a quick GIF of what they're working on for the grenade system. This Notion page is so cool, man. It's so transparent. I love it. 5 new weapons: Mark 18, USP, AKM, M12, and APs. If you guys are interested in the game, I can go over some more weapons. There is a big comprehensive weapon list on what they want to have and what they want to add on Discord. Please let me know in the comments if you guys want some more coverage of this game. I really hope there's some interest in it, because I would love to keep making videos and talking about this game. Like I said, over the week, I got pretty excited about it. The PDA system, I'm assuming this is where, don't hold me to this, I'm assuming this is where you're going to be able to pull it up and look at your mini map and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool to keep it staying in game. Juggernaut implementation, don't know if this is controlled. It just looks like some kind of anomaly that you can play as. The Shaitan and the dog, they're being worked on, work in progress. But yeah, you can see it. I just love how we can see what's being worked on. First echoes, not sure what that is. I'm still learning about the game. Random heli extraction. So that looks like you can potentially call in a helicopter in game. You might not have to get to an extraction point if you have, I could see that being a thing. Like, if you have the artifact you need to call in an extraction, it probably causes a ruckus and it's probably pretty dangerous. So then start of spectators in the FPP screen. This screenshot looks awesome. This looks like a body cam game almost, but it's first person with the blur and everything like that. Really making full use of Unreal Engine 5. Pretty cool. Added weapon procedural recoil, total overhaul of item system, and dedicated server builds. So working on the netcode side of things as well. And then that's what's being worked on right now. All that stuff above is done. Then you guys can look over at 0.5, persistent loadout, inventory overhaul, off-raid UI, hazardous areas, so gas masks and things like that, stuff on the map, the matchmaker database, server connectivity. And then 0.6, weapon scope system, character attributes, PMC skills. So it looks like we're getting a skill tree, and you can see all this stuff, as well as anomaly skills. And then there's that Juggernaut. So when we were talking about the Juggernaut that I did think you could play, it does look like, see, we're discovering stuff together, guys. There he is. And then it looks like you can play as a Juggernaut, but not only that, you can level him up, which looks pretty fun. There could be some hilarious moments for sure. And then 0.7 is going to get over to the quest system, player detection, anti-cheat, doors, ladders, breakable windows, and then starting to finish stuff up with finishing out the proning, vaulting. Mercenary contracts look pretty cool. Global chat, data tracking, debug, and then early access launch in 1.0. So this is everything I've seen. It's going to be cool to check back in here and see where things are at. But if you guys want to see a little bit more about this game, I would love to talk about it. Seeing some of the UI stuff, it looks pretty cool. I really like what I see. And it's a really neat idea, right? Because I've had a ton of fun over the week playing Hunt Showdown, and there's a big update coming for that on August 15th. As I've kind of covered Gray Zone Warfare, I've gotten to more looking into extraction shooters, and this kind of, like, even though it's a little bit supernatural, and I've always kind of went towards more grounded, kind of immersive games. I don't want to say immersive because this looks very immersive. More kind of grounded games. Some of these things, like Hunt Showdown, has opened my eyes just a little bit to a fun new style of gameplay. And the fact that this studio, that Deep World studio, is working on a modern version of that with even an extra iteration of being able to play as the anomalies with all this really cool modern tech is like, got me excited. Hope you guys can see the connection I made over the week about Hunt Showdown's been fun and someone's making a modern one with some cool new features. So that is pretty much all I have to say about Beautiful Light right now. It's something to check out. It's something to keep an eye on. It looks really cool. Please, guys, if you're interested in this game at all, leave the video a like and a comment. Tell me you're excited about it. If there is enough interest in this video, I would like to continue to cover it. I would really like to because I'm excited about it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope to see you on the next one. Have a blessed day.